Good morning. It's Sunday, July 2nd. I'm out here in the front today because one of my Karley rose grasses never sprang to life. So I'm going to divide one of the other ones I have and see what happens today here in North Texas this morning. It feels like 76 degrees. We've had some rain come through and we're going to get some more. And I'm out here taking full advantage of this weather. What a gift. So if you get a glimpse of my gardener hands, it's because I've already been weeding this morning, taking advantage of this gorgeous, beautiful weather. So flipping the camera around where I was standing, just wanted to show you, look at the Caribbean coral caladiums coming up. This is where I was standing. Oh, they're just gorgeous here in the front this morning. Everything's looking beautiful. Oh man, I'm loving this weather, and you can't beat the cicadas serenading you when you come out here. All right, so turn and slowly turn over here, and I'm going to show you my grasses here in this diamond here. And I'll also go into why this is just a lone bed sitting out here. Eventually I'm going to have full beds coming around, but it's a work in progress. My gomphrena, yes, I've given that some iron and some fertilizer this morning, so hopefully it'll be good for it. It's that water soluble proven winners, so it has iron in it, so hopefully that will help. Not sure why it's yellowing, but they're nice, pretty, and pink. But here's a Karley rose, and there was one over here, but I've been weeding and I took it up. It never sprang to life, so I'm going to try to divide this one right here and see what happens. This is the second year for these Karley rose grasses. There's Miss Ellie. And there's a diamond over here, slowly, that mirrors it. Now, for perspective, if you're new here, we eventually want a circle drive to come through here. So what I did, I knew I wanted these soft serve false cypresses. And they're slow growers, so they're in, and this is their second year. And they're in on each side. So in the meantime, I was just trying to add color. So I've got some zinnias germinated here and popped in some gomphrena, which are annuals. And then I put in the Karley rose grass, which is a perennial, and the Russian sage. But eventually, we want that circle drive, and then there'll be beds, you know, coming around the sides of it. So that will be just wonderful. But, you know, it's a work in progress. This is our second year here, and our third gardening season. So we're just now figuring out what we want out here. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of perspective, but we just want to cut into all of the grass we have to maintain, and also, you know, put in some lovely things and maybe also some herbs up here. I'm not really sure, but for now I know the Russian sage, this is called Sage Advice by Proven Winners. It has performed beautifully. Again, second year on the Karley rose, but since these are perennials and they really look good, I'm going to get closer to this one up here so you can see, because one is really in flower. All right, so over here in this diamond, you can see it's performing a little bit better than the other one. Look how much further along these zinnias are, and they were both seeded at the same time. But look at this beautiful Karley rose. Again, second year, it's coming in lovely. And I just love the movement it gives in the bed, and I love it, and it's so pretty. So imagine next year on its third year. Oh, it's going to be glorious. And look how beautiful this Sage Advice is over here. I mean, just beautiful. And, you know, they can take the heat, and they can take some drought tolerance. So that's good, even though these guys are on irrigation. But it gets super, super hot here in North Texas. Last week we were reaching 115 degree heat index here, so you know they're doing great. And see this gomphrena doing beautiful, not yellowed up. I mean, a few down here. But for good measure, I gave all the gomphrena some water soluble fertilizer that has iron in it, so we'll just see if they can just hang on, and especially the other ones bounce back. This is just a pretty little start to what should be some glorious beds. But I do love the idea of the repeat of Karley rose, Russian sage, Karley rose. I just love the movement and the color, and that gomphrena is just setting that off, isn't it? Oh, it looks gorgeous. Okay, slowly pan up. You can see the secret garden back there. We do have in this tree here, my husband's got to come in and cut that out. It burned. Not sure what's going on there. Future Wendy figured out what's going on in here. You can see that snapped. So that's that whole one there coming down. And then here, where this is connected, it's snapped up there. I guess that happened in that thunderstorm. See if I can get closer. You can see where that snapped. Yep. Bummer. Coming around here, we're headed over here. I'm going just to divide the one that sprang up right there in that bed and see what happens. I don't want to divide this beautiful one since it's already in full flush. I don't think that's a good idea at all. So I'm gonna get one that's not. Oh, and on our way over here, you know I always have to take a detour. This is my hydrangea. I had 2 endless summers up front behind that address sign. I thought that would just be so pretty to have some hydrangeas come into bloom behind there. However, one never came back to life. None of my hydrangeas did, except, and they would all been second year, except this one, and it came up at the base. But I was listening to a podcast, a gardening podcast, and they said if that happens to your hydrangea, they may have got bitten by winter. And we did have a rare below 0 few days here in North Texas this past winter, and I think that's what got my hydrangeas, because this one only came up with leaves at the bottom. They said a good idea would be to try to move it, so I did. I moved that over here, so we'll see what happens. And all the other hydrangeas you see here, I'm starting over, and these are brand new this year. Okay, let's get over here. We've got to get our stuff right here. Dropped everything right here. I've got my little digger. I don't think I'm going to need the shovel. It's not that big of a grass yet, so I've got my digger, hory, water, plant tone. Let's do it. In case it decides to rain again while I'm out here doing this, I don't even want to set up my tripod. So I'm going to try to do this with one hand. We'll see how it goes. Oh, there's a weed I missed. All right, let's do this. Reach down and dig her up. There we go. All right, I just decided I'm going to take this little side piece here. Let's see if I can break that off. Oh, it's really in there. Let me dig down. There we go. Oh, got it. Okay. Now this way, I just have one piece of it. If it just doesn't take hold, it doesn't. Instead of taking the majority of this. So now I'm going to put this back in here. Let's see what happens. That one's still pretty much intact. Let me just go ahead, since I disturbed it, and give it a little bit of water. Now, let's go put our little piece over here where the other one once was. Got some good roots off of that. Nice. Okay. Oh, Ellie, do you want me to throw that ball? Of course you do. Okay. You ready, Ellie? You ready? That baby is always ready to play, always. This is the hole where the other one was. You can kind of see I covered it up, but I might try to dig just outside it since the other one didn't make it. Just kind of put it right here. I don't need a very deep hole. That'll work right there. Get my plant tone. And just see, I don't know. I'm also going to drop some water in the hole. hang on, baby. Let me finish this. I'll throw it again. I already fertilized my other grasses. So I'm not giving that other one any more. Don't want to make it worse. Okay. Or for the worse by over fertilizing. All right, so you know what? Let me go ahead, stick the water in the hole first, Wendy. All right, got pretty good roots off of that. Let's just see, get it in here. All right, there we go. Okay, we'll just see what happens. If I didn't get enough, if that little piece is not enough. But honestly, I just don't want to kill another one. If I just have to buy a brand new plant, I will, but we'll see. Or in the spring, when I first start seeing signs of life, I can really dig them up, divide them out. So that will be a lot better. All right, and let's give this a bit more water on top. Getting a good drink there. All right, fingers crossed. Don't know if this is gonna work out, but we'll see. At least I didn't take a huge chunk off of that one grass there. Doesn't work, just get a new plant. But I will hope this will work, and in the spring I can take bigger chunks to when we start expanding these beds out around the front. So that'll be good. Okay, now I'm going to wash off my little tools here. And I'm gonna go get my sweet potato vines that have been in the pot that I have not moved out. I'm gonna put one in the bird bath there. All right, yeah, there we go. Just over here observing one more time, and also for future reference, if this either works out or doesn't. And we have some more fall projects coming because my husband says every time I'm out there mowing the grass, I always wonder what we could do under these trees, which I already had a grand idea of Hosta Island. But after the critters got a hold of my hostas this past spring when they started coming up, I don't know, but we might give it a shot. That would just be so awesome to have all that filled in with hostas and ferns. Oh, that would be gorgeous. And then I could get all the varieties I definitely want. So, all right, I'm going to now, I've already delivered the water can up there, and I'm gonna go around here, gonna put up the plant tone and get the sweet potato vine out of the pot on the patio. Oh yes, passing by. Again, look how pretty that is in the breeze. Just, yep, giving that movement I wanted. And that gomphrena and that sage, giving that color. Oh, I love it. Gorgeous. This weather, just unbelievable. I am so happy to have it. All right, we'll just do a quick pass through over the secret garden. I haven't completely finished weeding in here. The weeds have been out of control, but you guys, the heat index. When I say I'm loving this weather, I'm loving it. The heat index and the heat advisories, just we're not allowing any sort of productive work out here. I might have been able to spend like 10 minutes, which is not enough if you see, for all these beds. So the weeds have just, they're like, oh yeah, living their best life in here right now. So got to get in here. What glorious weather. I'm excited to have it. All right, we're headed to this patio because that's where sweet potato vine is potted in here. It's kind of on the struggle bus. Look at it. I need to get it out. I think I'm going to take this tricolor up front because, look, I love that the purple edges on it. Look how rooted in it was in this pot. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to clean up some of this. This pot is drying out way too fast. So, yeah, I'm going to get the rest of these, pick a pot for the rest of these after I wrap up this video. Oh, another extra. Look, one of my cannas are blooming. Beautiful. Finally, yes. No action on any of the others. They do have that one. Beautiful. Coming back, here's a view of the garden this way, if you want to see. Just a quick glimpse. The air just kicked on, but I will say it again. This is why I garden. The views. And when I'm in the pool, when I'm swimming over there, I can look back. I look back and get a great view into this garden. Oh, it just makes my heart so happy. That's why we garden. Garden for yourself. Garden for the views. Garden for what makes you happy. Garden to feed your soul, or literally garden to feed yourself or others if that's what makes you happy. But you know what? I just take a different perspective, even though the weeds are in here living their absolute best life, you guys. They are just living it up with the heat and the rain and the irrigation. They just love it. And you know what? I don't even care. I just look at it and say, you know what? Those weeds are providing greenery for my eye right now for whatever the reason I can't get to it. If it's heat advisory, family obligations, work obligations, illness, disability, knee hurts, back hurts. I'm just sick. I can't right now. I can't garden. Please do not let a weed keep you from gardening again when you're able to, because my goodness, just take a different look at it. Just say, oh, you know, that bed right there, let the weeds come up and fill in the green. Looks good to me. I don't care. It's green. I love it. All right, I'm going to get off my little soapbox here because I just want to, if you enjoy gardening, if you're watching this video, you obviously do. And I want to just give you that encouragement to keep going when you're able to. Don't let something that brings you so much joy go away because of a weed. Just don't. It's all right. It's only a weed if you don't want it there, right? And I am grateful and thankful that I am healthy this morning. I do feel good. Thankful for this weather. I'm going to try to get as many weeds as I want out of there. If not, that's okay. If it starts raining, that's okay. I can sit under the eave of my patio and just enjoy my garden. All right, let's get to this sweet potato vine. All right, so I'm back up front here in front of the bird bath, and to give you some perspective, that's where I started the intro this morning. So this is the front of the house, and I think I want the sweet potato vine kind of in front here to drape down, maybe to background my little house sign here. I named the house after the sweet builder of this home. We are only the second owners, if you're new here, of this property, and when we purchased it, she had sadly passed away about 10 years prior. So just bringing property back to life and adding my own touches. Yes, she was a gardener, and the beds in the secret garden that we just looked at, she created all of those. So it's just absolutely just a peaceful, pretty place. And yeah, I love it, and thankful to be the second owners, and I feel a sense of responsibility and obligation, and hopefully she's smiling down and liking what she sees here. All right, let's do this. I'm gonna create a little hole here. You can see Creeping Jenny. I put her in here last year. I thought I got her all out this spring and put her in pots, but this is full sun and she does not like it out here. She kind of hides in the petunias. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna make a little spot here. Maybe have to move some of these petunias. Maybe pop it back a little back right there. That'll work. There's a good spot. And just let it kind of drape over here, because my daisies here, they don't do so well up front, and I think it's because they get shaded from the sun. Even though this is full sun and it comes straight down, kinda, because it comes down at an angle, and I think the salvia at the back shades this, and at the front shades them, so they don't get as much sun. But you can see the marshmallow daisies are doing well here. They look beautiful. And over here, this is their second year. So yeah, I have some salvia I need to cut down right there. And 3 zinnias. Of all the zinnia seeds I sowed in here, probably 100 of them. This is what I got. I'll take it because I can see I've got, I know this is white because I already pinched it back. I'm going to pinch that back. That's definitely a white one. This is a purple one. So we'll see. But all right, let's get this sweet potato vine in here. All right, I couldn't dig and hold the camera at the same time, but hopefully you can see I was able to dig in a little gully all the way back here, and I'm gonna just set it on its side. Oop, get back up there. And hopefully it'll just trail on out here. We'll see. Let me grab it, see if I can do this while holding the camera. But beautiful root system on this gal. And I think I'm gonna put that root right down on the bird bath. Is still damp from the irrigation and the rain earlier this morning. And then I can kind of just weave this out. And yeah, I think that's gonna work out nicely there. I hope I was recording that. I think I took the camera off to the side. Yeah, get all this soil back on here. When I put this camera down and get it watered, brought my water can out here and get it watered. And yeah, clean her up and we'll see how it goes. All right, there we go. Okay, so I put her in really good, really pushed her in there really well. And then I kind of spread it out here, here, and here. And hopefully it'll just kind of swoop down. That's what I see in my head. That's what I envision. That's what I hope. So send it good vibes. And I watered the entire bird bath in once again, and including that sweet potato vine, of course. So there we have it. I don't know how long this video ended up being since I got on my little soapbox about encouraging you to garden, no matter what is facing you and what's keeping you out of it for the time being, if that's the case. But I'm going to get to weeding since we don't have 115-degree heat index here today. Taking advantage of this weather. I hope you're having the best day. Thank you so much for watching and adding color to my world.